This is Stephanie,
And this is Joseph.
and we're here.
Yes. Another week.
Another week, another story.
Yeah. Recapping where we were on our trip.
Yes, yes. So when we left you off, I think we just parked our camper at the Ticket and Transportation Center in Magic Kingdom, Ursula parking lot.
I think it's our slow park.
Yeah. But we just talked about parking and maybe where we was going ahead.
Yeah.
But we just had a kid show up, so
Yeah.
that's why.
Which is every week.
It is every week.
Go watch TV. All right.
Alright.
He's a little cranky today.
He
So.
is. But and one of the things that you talked about earlier when we was discussing what we needed to talk about was when we was going to the Ticket and Transportation Center with our camper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you've ever been there, and I know several people haven't. Well, several people. If you've ever been to the Ticket and Transportation Center at Disney,
It's the parking for Magic Kingdom.
it has like, what are they called? Turnstiles? Or I don't know if that's what they're called for pulling your car through. But like corrals.
Toll booth.
Toll booth. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, so
Because anytime you do Google Maps and you're going to Disney, it says, "Oh, this route's got a toll booth," but you know it's going through.
Paying for parking.
Yeah.
And so it's just for like cars to go through there and pay. But here we are with a camper, and our ears are out in a truck.
Okay, yeah. Which, I mean, for me, I think the ears being out is about the same width as our camper.
Yeah,
So
I
it
think
tells
it
me
probably
how
was.
far.
Right.
Yeah.
You can make it if your ears can make it.
Yeah.
So, but of course, I wasn't driving, so it was no big deal for me.
Oh, it's always a big deal for me. But
I usually just keep an eye on the outside on our side to kind of.
so all the times that we pulled the camper with the truck,
Mm-hmm.
never a ding, nothing. It was when I was at home.
You actually
I
dinged it.
dented the truck. But anyway,
And you wasn't pulling anything,
I was backing into the garage.
and you ran into the camper.
Yes, but the camper, the camper held it. I couldn't tell where I hit the camper, but there was a dent in the truck.
But well, anyways, that's kind of off topic. But we made it safely to the Ticket and Transportation Center. Went through the skinny little areas that you drive through. There was other campers pulling in, and I know there was a camper and another one that they was using they pulled like they straddled. They straddled like the curb so they could go through like the two lanes so they could have plenty of room.
Yeah, and pretty much you just tell them that that's what you're doing is.
Yeah, and they let us through. And then there was someone actually standing there and directed us where to go. And they took your name, didn't they?
Yeah, you can have the style.
Yes, I will be back.
Yeah, we have a kid playing with a toy in the hallway.
If you're going to play with it, go downstairs. Are you going to play with that? Go downstairs. Pick it up and go downstairs.
But anyway, so it's not dead air. So we went through, told them we're dropping off the camper. So we drove through. Of course, didn't have to pay for parking. Just drove through and went to the back of the Ticket and Transportation Center. And there's a lot with. It's a pretty big lot where they had us put the campers. So there was plenty of room. Pretty much when we got there, he had like a clipboard. The guy that was waving us in, but he didn't. I don't think he even took any of our information.
I thought he took your name. He asked what your name was.
Okay, yeah,
And
but besides, yeah.
But then he told you kind of.
Which I mean, that might be enough because they probably have a print off of this. This is the people that's being evac'd, and you filled it on there, or maybe he's wrote it and then later on they can double check or something.
Yeah, because I mean, we were in the system at Fort Wilderness, so.
Yeah.
But he told us where, like, most people are parking towards the end and, just told us to park wherever we can find a spot. And we decided that since it was supposed to be wind and stuff, that we don't want to be on the end. We want to kind of be in between campers. So we kind of picked a spot that we were kind of in between campers and just unloaded there.
Mm-hmm.
And locked it up and disconnected the battery and did all that kind of good stuff. Put the stabilizers down.
Yeah. So, yeah, and like we said, I think before when we were leaving the fort, we filled up the freshwater tank and we just kind of Google search what you do to prepare for a storm. So that's what we did. Put the stabilizer down, put the X-Chocks
down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course we made sure everything was locked. But then I was like, we couldn't find our, I remember looking for it. the lock that we put on the hitch of the camper, so that people just can't like open it and tow off our camper.
But they could do it anywhere. And if they really want it, I mean, all it takes is
boat cutters.
Yeah, boat cutters. So,
and I mean, our camper is by far not the most expensive camper out there.
Oh no,
because there were some really nice ones. So it was like, okay, there's security and stuff at Disney, so it was like we should be fine.
We have insurance, so
yeah.
That wouldn't be the worst thing if the camper got taken. So.
Okay, yeah. So, and we made our way to Art.
Yeah, we dropped it off. It was a regular day at Disney, so people were pulling into the parking lot, going to the park. So, at that point, I guess they didn't really announce. Did they announce they were going to close? I don't know. I think it was later in that day they said they were going to close
on Wednesday.
Well, Tuesday evening they said they were going to close for Wednesday, and they closed Tuesday early in the evening.
Yeah, and they closed. It was closed on Thursday too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All day Wednesday, all day Thursday. Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much like it was no big deal. We went to checked in there. Of course, when you go into the resorts, they have security there, and you have to give them your name and stuff like that. So. Yeah,
I went in. Oh yeah, at the entrance, yeah, and yeah.
And you went in and checked us in, and since we have dogs, they gave us a doggy welcome kit, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, the check-in process took a while. I remember y'all sitting in the car, and I guess they have check-in parking, but I pretty much just pulled up front and just put it on the curb. I just stopped right there and went in, and I told you can move it.
Yeah, I could move it if I needed to, so it was no big deal. But of course, people were parked. There's people parked in front of us, parked behind us. So I mean, it's not like we was the only ones who was parked there to check in. Or it was crazy because people was trying to leave too. I think they was just trying to get out before the airport's closed, because the airport's closed. I think was it Wednesday or Tuesday that they was going to close.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
But they was going to close, and people were who was trying to leave the area, trying to get to the airport and get on their flights and stuff. So, but yeah, we got like a little doggy welcome bag. It came with like a little bow and a poop bag holder to put the poop bags in, and a little mat and a bag, which the boys use the bag to carry around. So it was, I mean, they welcomed, and they pretty much told you that they're pretty much welcome anywhere. You could take them anywhere you want.
Except for where the food service was.
Except for, where the food is. But
it seemed like one other place, but I can't remember.
I imagine
where.
The pool.
Yeah.
And probably not allowed at the pool.
Yeah.
But, and I think they also told you that those designated like poop areas, but it didn't really matter as long as you cleaned up after them. So.
Yeah.
But,
so the check-in process, there's no reason it took forever. I mean, there was a little bit of a line, and she just went over into like very big detail, which I really didn't need. At first, they were like, "Oh, you have dogs? Let me see if it's going to be the full charge." Which, if you take a dog to a resort, like at the hotels, it's $50 a day. So I was like, I was told it's only supposed to be the same, and then she was like, "Oh, okay." And then come to find out, that time we were at the fort, sometimes they charge us the fee for the dog, sometimes they don't. So this last time we weren't paying it. They're like, "Oh, if you didn't pay it there, you're not going to pay it here." So we didn't have to pay anything for the dogs to stay.
Okay. Well, that's always nice.
Yeah.
But they also give you like a hanger to put on your door because we have dogs in the room. Disney cast members are not supposed. They can't come into the room because there's dogs. So there's a thing they're saying we have dogs, and then they'll call and be like, "Hey, we need to come do the room check, or we need to come, do whatever," and then we have to be in there when they come do that.
Yeah.
So we just had something on the door that said that those dogs. So, but yeah, we made our way. We got a car suite.
Yeah, it
was really neat.
Yeah, it's nice. It's 2 bathroom, 2 bedroom. Well, no, it's one bedroom and
2
then
baths.
Yeah, but it sleeps 6. It's got a Murphy bed, a pull-out sofa, and then me and you had
our own bedroom.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a lot of firsts. So we left on this adventure mid-June, and up until this point, the camper's the only place we ever slept.
Yeah, at least us. Now, in July, we visited our parents. The kids stayed in the houses with grandparents.
Yeah, that's true.
but like we was in the camper.
Yeah.
We stayed in the camper. But yeah, we got there. The dogs didn't quite know what was going on.
Yeah.
And the good thing is we was on the first floor, so.
And we have a crate for him, and that's what we did with Prim. Because Prim's more the more anxious dog.
Yeah. She's a little bit more mischievous dog, too.
And, like, when we left the room, we would close Loki off into the bedroom, but he just, whatever. He was fine.
He's fine.
But I think he may or may not have been on the bed, but dogs aren't supposed to be on Disney furniture.
Okay, so I've been at Disney resorts before, so I know that the only blanket they give you is just like a sheet. It's not big, it's not thick, and I like blankets when I sleep. So I already had brought our comforter with us from the camper.
Yeah.
So that was on the bed anyway. So he was on our sheet. So
yeah,
that
So yeah, we checked in, we got settled. Me and the boys went and grabbed all the luggage.
Yeah, we opened up. It was on the ground floor, and like it was parked like across the way. So we opened up the window so you could just push it through the window.
That was the second time.
No, it wasn't. It was on.
That was first. Oh yeah, that's the first time.
The second time was
second floor.
It was on the second floor. Yeah, so that was the first time.
Okay. Yeah.
So, there's been 2 times we had to do this.
Yeah.
So
this is by far the longest.
Oh yeah, it was because they told us we was leaving, and then we couldn't allow it back until Friday.
Yeah. So officially, they said we had to be out of the fort by 8 a.m. on Wednesday, but we could check in on Tuesday. So we went Tuesday.
Yes.
And like you said, we had to be there at least till Friday.
Yeah, and that's what they said, at least till Friday. So we're like, okay.
Yeah.
It depends on how everything goes, but that's what it was. But that's the
but
kids
it's a major hurricane. It was a 3, and then it became a 4 when it hit land. But it's a major hurricane that was going to go right through our path. So yeah.
Yeah. But the kids were really excited.
Yeah, I think we were all excited.
Yeah, we all. It was just like we've been in a camper this long. We actually have sturdy floors. The kids were jumping around saying, "We can jump." And there was a bath. So they were all excited about getting a bath.
Yeah, which we did that later in that evening. I think we went and the kids went swimming.
Oh, yeah. We went swimming.
The thing about, so it's a major hurricane, but you wouldn't know it because you're in the Disney bubble.
Yes.
The weather's changed. You can tell something's coming, but as long as there's no lightning in the area, the pools will be open.
The pools are open, yeah.
So kids went swimming.
It was a little Tuesday. Was this Tuesday?
It was Tuesday,
yeah. So, I mean, it hasn't got there yet.
Yeah,
it wasn't supposed to make landfall until Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday evening.
Tongue-tied. Wednesday evening. So, like, it was, I mean, it might have been a little cloudy and stuff. You could kind of tell something was coming, but, I mean, it wasn't anything terrible. So, like, the Skyliner was still up. Because we went, because Art of Animation is on the Skyliner route, which is just trolley. Is it trolley? What's it called?
Gondola.
A gondola system that goes through several different resorts and then makes its way to Hollywood Studios or Epcot. 2 different things, and we absolutely love them. It's very quick. It's efficient.
And us being a family of 6, they don't put anybody else with us, so we have our own.
Yeah, we have our own car. Because I think the max is like 10.
Yeah. And I think if it's 4 and less, if it's busy, they'll put a group of 4 and a group of 2 together. But when we've been a family of 6, I can't think of a time we had anybody with us.
And I think we went to one of our favorite resorts on the Skyliner loop, which is the Riviera. So it's a deluxe resort, and it has a good quick service, so we like to eat there.
Yeah, Primo Piatti.
Yeah, so we went and got supper there.
Yeah, we always, you have a couple favorites. The kids' food is really good. Most of Disney's food is consistent, but this one's always really good.
Yeah, we always really enjoy this one, and it has like fancy food too.
It's a really nice. It's a very high-end resort.
It is. Mm-hmm.
But it's never that busy. It's really nice, and like leaving Art and Pop where everybody's on top of each other, and there's so many people, and
those are value resorts, right?
Yes.
And Art has a lot of suites, so there's a lot of families there, a lot of families.
Yeah.
So like not just small families, big families. So it's very chaotic. Like there's a lot of people, a lot of places to sleep, and it's very chaotic there.
And
so
each resort just has one quick service that everybody funnels into.
Yes. So yeah, that's also why we left, and we figured we wouldn't be able to get out tomorrow. On Wednesday because of the hurricane was coming. So
yeah, and we figured at some point the Skyliner is going to be
down.
Yeah, they'll put the cars up and stuff and get ready for the storm. And they were already starting some storm prep. They were zip tying garbage cans to
zip tying,
park benches and stuff like that.
Collecting the beach, the
all the pool
stuffs, and zip tying all those together, and what they can zip tie down, they'll zip tying down.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing like different groups of cast members. Like you can see they're having meetings and having a plan of what they're going to do. And
at one point, they had all the lifeguards all together and was meeting with them. And it's like, okay.
We thought, they're going to close down. But I think they were just like, okay, here's the plan. We're staying open unless there's lightning.
Yes, and that's what they did. Because this was Tuesday, the day that they closed the parks early. And when they closed the parks, they started doing more things at the resorts. They had characters at the resorts. The arcade was free, so you could just go and play.
The arcade became free when the parks closed.
Yeah, when the parks closed.
So it had been like 8 p.m. That Tuesday.
Yeah. So that's where our boys spent a lot of time.
Yeah, they did that and
then they explored. Just walked around because Tuesday the wind did start blowing a little bit.
Yeah, you could tell something was coming.
Yeah. And finally we put the kids to bed, I think. And then the boys came back to watch the kids. And we went walking. We just took Loki with us just so that we can get an idea of, like,
That was Wednesday, though.
No, Wednesday. Not when we went with Loki.
Was it Rafiki?
Oh, was it Wednesday? No, it was Tuesday.
I thought scroll up. I thought it was
maybe that is Wednesday.
Yeah, that's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Yeah. No, yeah. We discussed this, yeah.
So, okay.
So, well, anyway, so Tuesday, that's pretty much what we did. So, Wednesday...
because it hadn't hit yet. It was Wednesday night. Okay.
Yeah. So Wednesday,
the arcade was open all day because the parks were closed.
Yeah. So woke up. I mean, the wind was blowing, but it was like another normal day. Yeah. Of course, the parks are closed. So, like you said, they had amenities for people to do at the resort. People are still swimming.
Yes, I have a video, and it was probably afternoonish. I took the video of people swimming because I thought it was crazy because the wind was pretty strong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And it was raining too.
Yeah, I think me and you went and we got coffee. I don't know what we did. Maybe just walked around.
I think we just went and walked around.
Okay.
But like it was crazy in the quick service area, the food court.
Yeah.
Like crazy.
Oh yeah, and at that point we weren't getting food or anything. I think we brought food from the camper, so we ate breakfast in the.
We probably had like Pop-Tarts and cereal.
At lunch, I'm sure we had something. I don't remember.
No, that's when you was going to order lunch.
Oh, because we were just going to do the 2-meal thing that day, I guess.
Because you and it was before lunch actually started, and you ordered for lunch for like 11:30 or something like that.
Yeah, hoping to beat the rush, I think. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Because when I first went there, so me just thinking it's going to be status quo, everything's normal. I was thinking, all right, this is how it usually works. I mobile order on the phone, 15 minutes max, food will be ready.
Yeah.
So I'd say probably 30 minutes passed, and I decided just to walk up there and see what was going on. It was crazy. So the hundreds of people in line for food, and I'm like, that's strange. Why wouldn't they just do mobile order? And there was probably another 50 people around the mobile order thing, and I was listening to like them call people's names, numbers, and it was probably 12 by now, and they were still handing out breakfast because people made breakfast orders and they're so far behind. They were trying to get those out. So I was like, okay. So I asked the person there, like, oh, we're doing all we can, but we're still doing breakfast. So you can wait in the line, which the line stretched all the way around the quick service.
And it was like, here's a line for burgers, here's a line for pizza. It was individual things. You couldn't just order everything you wanted and then get it. It was like you had to wait in several
lines. That's how it was. It was a burger one and it was a pizza one. Yeah. So I was like, no, there's no way it's going to take that long. So I went back to the room.
Yeah, and it was...
probably wait another hour. Went back. Was told the same thing. So this is like Wednesday afternoon. I guess the kids were just hanging out in the room.
Yeah, we hadn't eaten yet because we're expecting all this food to come at any time.
Yeah. So that happened like throughout the whole afternoon. I'd say probably at 3-ish. You think?
2 to 3.
I had the boys with me.
And it came and it said, "Hey,
and oh yeah, it said the order's ready." I said, "Okay, I need help." So I brought the boys with me to get it. Or no, they were actually out exploring. So I told them to meet me there. So we got there and found out their system just like shut down and said everybody's order's ready, and they said it's not ready, but you need to stand here because we're going to call out numbers and names. And I was standing there. They were calling out names. Nobody that was actually there was the names they were calling the food for. So there was trays on top of trays on top of trays, probably thousands of dollars worth of food. It's probably going to get tossed, or maybe cast members will eat because the people weren't there. They'd given up. So I canceled my order. They're like, "All right, I'll write your information down and we'll credit you," which future they didn't, and that was another hassle. But anyway, so it was like we ordered lunch and a dinner.
Yeah, at the same, because you just ordered a pizza just in.
So it was about $100, I think. So I canceled all that, and I was with the boys, and I was like, let's wait and let's see how the line moves for the pizza and the burgers. And we probably waited 20 minutes, and we probably made it 5 feet, and it was still stretched around. So we quit. We had food.
We did. So what it was, like, I threw away a lot of the food that was in our refrigerator because I knew we wouldn't get to it, and there is no refrigerator in the room. There's a drink cooler. We had fish. We had vegetables.
We had fish tacos, right?
We did.
Why have we not done this since then? That was good.
I don't know. But, like, we just and me, of course, I didn't even think that it's not allowed, but evidently it's not allowed. We didn't get in trouble for it. But I brought our electric skillet because we're campers. We have all this electrical stuff so that when we have electricity, we can use our electricity and not our stuff. So I had our electric skillet, and we cooked chicken. I think it was chicken, and we had fish. We cooked fish with it, and I had tacos, and we had fish tacos.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we had for supper. And then, it was one of those things, and we did that several days in a row because the food situation did not improve the next day either.
Yeah, and hindsight, so our quick service was just a mess. Management was just terrible with it. That's all I can say. And I can almost guarantee if we went to Pop, we would have got our food a lot quicker. It would have worked out a lot better.
Yeah, because we actually walked over there at one point while Art of Animation's food court was crazy. There was lines everywhere. Pop seemed calm and like they knew what was going on. They was actually passing out food.
It was like oranges and stuff.
Oranges and stuff to people that was waiting in line, and water, and
It's just, just different resort. Somebody else is managing the food part of it, and Art just couldn't handle it. So
yeah, they of course there's a lot of people that stay there, and I understand it's all.
There's a lot more at Pop than there's at Art.
Yeah, that's true, but
it's just mismanagement.
It is what it is.
So that's what we did that evening. Storm was coming in. The hurricane didn't really hit. It was already hitting landfall. We were watching the news.
Yeah.
It didn't really hit us until like 11:30, I think.
Yeah, the wind was strong. It rained. I guess was in bed for the worst part of it, right?
Yeah, I slept through the worst part apparently.
Yeah, we stayed up a little later because you want to be awake when it goes through, but
yeah. Back rewind a little bit. We took Loki out.
Oh yeah. So the kids were all in the resort, and we went for a walk, and we took Loki with us. Of course, we can go into the buildings and stuff with Loki. Oh, and that's when we would run from, because where we was staying, it's different buildings with the suites inside of it, and so we would run from one building with one hotel area to the next until we made it to the.
Oh yeah, because it was raining sideways.
Yeah, it was raining. Yeah. The wind was strong.
Yeah,
and it was raining sideways. So it was running through the different resort areas to get to the welcome area. I can't think what it's called.
Just the lobby.
Yeah, the lobby. That's the word.
Yeah.
And that's where they have like the arcade and the characters and stuff. But when we had Loki there, and the reason why we took Loki and not Prim, one thing, Prim's anxious dog, and she does not like strangers. So.
And Loki likes people. So.
Yeah, Loki will bark at people, but he will bark at you and expect you to pet them.
Yeah.
Or not them to pet him. I'll get that right eventually.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
He's gonna pet the people.
But anyway, he met Rafiki.
Rafiki showed up, and so he met Rafiki, and and like we kind of held him back, and you could tell that like that character could was used to dogs because he didn't like try to freak him out or anything. He put his hand out and let him.
And usually the characters, people that play the characters, I think they like pets because it seems like they would gravitate toward the dogs and stuff.
Yeah,
and like,
they would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you would see dogs everywhere because it's a dog-friendly resort.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he got to meet a Disney character. So.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Which I understand that. I would rather interact with a strange dog than a strange human.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah, that was what we did Wednesday night, and I don't know if we've talked about it much, but our son's Instagram and YouTube channel. He has videos. Speedy Gecko.
Speedy Gecko.
Yeah.
He has videos on like the different.
And if you watch some of those, you'll see how the hurricane actually was because maybe not the best parenting moment, but we let the kids explore during leading up to the hurricane, not when it's actually hitting, but
like
I mean
the wind was strong and stuff, but I mean we trust them to be safe, and not to be stupid, and they usually aren't.
Yeah.
So
sometimes we're more stupid than they are.
Yeah. So
that was Wednesday. Thursday we woke up. The storm was still hitting. The wind was strong.
Yeah, the wind was still strong. Everything was still shut down. Like they didn't open anything up until like noon.
Yeah.
Because ahead of time they made an announcement at the quick service. They had a sign saying that if you wanted breakfast, sandwiches, and stuff, you had to order it ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And they had like a little meal package.
We didn't want to mess with that.
No,
so.
we had our cereal and Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
So. And since it was in a suite, we had a microwave and was there a toaster in there?
I don't think
we might have brought
so.
our own toaster.
No, I don't think we did.
Did we not? Okay.
No.
Well, so we had.
There might have been a toaster. I don't know. If we had like bagels, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But everything's shut down, so everybody's just pretty much stuck at the resort. Mm-hmm. The boys went out at some point because I guess it was kind of dying down. We asked them to go check on the truck. Truck was fine. I guess later that morning is when we went to Ticket and Transportation Center.
We're on Facebook. There was a group of Disney wilderness campers and stuff, and everybody was like, "Has anybody heard about the campers? How did they hold up?" Like everybody's asking because even. Like, that was our home at the time, so we was wondering, too, how, if there was any damage there. Of course, you walk around the resort itself. There was a few trees down. You could tell where it's the palm trees, the prongs. Is that what they're called?
Prawns, something.
I don't know. But there was a lot of those that had that down.
Is that like a shrimp?
Maybe it is. And then... on top of the resorts, they had like these spikes that they have on the top, I guess, so birds won't sit there. Those were everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There were spikes sticking up everywhere.
Which makes sense. You don't want birds to poop on the side of the building.
So nobody had any information about the campers.
We need to get some of those for the house. The spikes, so birds won't be.
Put them there on our window.
I know.
So they're not pecking on our window.
Yeah. Anyway.
But that's another topic there. But we didn't mention on Wednesday they took the gondolas to the Skyliner. They was gone.
Yeah, they store them at Caribbean Beach.
Yeah,
which is the main hub. Yeah.
But they were gone, and I figured it'd be a longer process, but like at one point overnight they just disappeared.
Yeah.
So I guess if
I
you
mean,
know how to take them off, you know how to take it off. It won't take
yeah,
long.
if you have that system in Florida, I figure they have a good plan for hurricanes. So,
Yeah. So
but yeah, yeah. So it wasn't like, but besides like limbs and stuff, and it wasn't really that bad.
yeah, there was a few. Like I think over at Pop, there was some trees down.
Okay, yeah, there was because when we ran past, yeah. But I guess later that morning decided to go to.
Yes, we decided to try to see if they'll let us out, but they did. Go and check on the campers. Our camper.
Yeah. So we drove from Art to Tikin Transportation Center.
The damage in the Disney
there was one sign that was down.
There was a little bit of flooding. Yeah. There was hot water higher than normal, but it wasn't terrible. There might have been some extra trees down, but it wasn't bad.
So the parks were closed, but at the entrance where you paid for parking, all the lanes were open, and you just pretty much drove through.
Yeah, so we just drove through and went.
Drove through, yeah, and the camper made it fine. Yeah. We looked inside. We didn't open the slide. I guess we just peeked in there and stuff.
Well, we also got more warmer clothes because it cooled off.
It did.
It zapped the humidity out of the area, and it was cool.
And we decided to. I think it was your idea. You decided to take pictures of the other campers.
Yeah, I took pictures of all the other campers. We drove slowly through there and took pictures, and I posted them on that Facebook group.
Yeah.
Because just so people would see them.
And maybe you can share for this podcast, share some pictures of the campers, just show kind of how it was laid out.
I can do that.
And so all the campers we saw they made it fine. There's one that fell off its jack.
Yeah, it fell off its jack.
Yeah, and it kind of messed up their stabilizers. Yeah.
But and it was one that was on the very end, so it might have caught the wind more. Yeah,
it seemed like they had it jacked pretty high too. I'm not sure. It was a travel trailer like ours, right?
Yes. Yeah. It was. But yeah, it wasn't. I mean, every all the others and people were like, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you took that picture. I see mine. It's okay." So they were very thankful that I posted those pictures for them because everybody was just wondering, how are they?
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, I see my baby" and stuff like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I did a little bit of a good deed there.
Yeah, and so we did that, and then we went back. Like I said, there's nothing to do. Everything's closed. So we walked around the resort, let the kids see the different areas.
So there's a Cars area, there's a Lion King area, and a Finding Nemo area.
Little Mermaid.
And then Little Mermaid area. So, and they have statues of all the different characters. And so the kids went around and we took pictures of them.
Yeah.
And just walked. I mean.
It was a good time.
It was fine. Yeah.
So the area we were in was a lot. I mean, it made through the storm pretty well. It didn't hit us hard. We'll talk about it later, but the other hurricane tropical storm we were in, the wind was a lot stronger.
Yeah, it seemed to be.
So there was flooding in Kissimmee.
Yeah, there's some areas in Kissimmee that there was without power for a while.
Yeah.
But Disney has their own power station. They're in their own little bubble. So
yeah. So we never lost power at all.
Never lost power.
But so yeah, we hung out there Thursday, and then Friday the parks reopened. I think they announced Thursday evening. They said they were going to reopen on Friday.
But we couldn't get reservations to any of them.
Pretty much, if you had reservations already secured, you can go, but they weren't allowing any new reservations.
Yeah. So, and we didn't plan ahead.
So we tried. We kept scrolling on there, trying to get it. We never did though. We couldn't. I don't know. I think at one point people was like, "Oh, it's open again." I checked, couldn't get anything.
Couldn't get anything.
Well, it seemed like it was like they were blocking out annual pass holders.
Yes, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
When we went to
even though we were at a resort.
We was resort guests, but we was annual pass holders because when you looked at availability, other tickets was available, but not annual passes. So
yeah. So instead, we went to Disney Springs for lunch.
Yeah, we did. We ate at the Chicken Guy.
Chicken Guy, yeah. It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is better. I mean, it's a little overpriced. Everybody raves about it. I don't get it.
I don't either. I didn't like the crust.
And also, if you get a chicken sandwich there, it's just 2 chicken strips thrown on a bun. That's it.
Yeah,
So it was okay. We explored, went to a few stores.
Yeah, walked around.
And then
just trying to get out.
Yeah, and then later that evening we went to Caribbean Beach.
Yeah.
So,
something else you're not supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so
we got to see the damage. Of course, Caribbean Beach is on. Well, so is Art is on a lake too.
But Caribbean Beach actually has a beach.
Yeah, they have a beach, and it was pretty much washed out. It was flooded. Mm-hmm. There's flooded places.
Yeah.
So
we spent the evening at Caribbean Beach. You said we went to? Oh yeah, we walked over Riviera too, right?
Yeah, that's where we saw the volleyball net.
Yeah.
At the Caribbean Beach, and this is when we let the boys ride the Skyliner by themselves because they was off doing something and we was going to go to Caribbean Beach. So
yeah,
it was like, just meet us over there.
That was the first time, right?
Yeah, it was the first time. Yeah. But I was like, just meet us over there, and they had no problems with it. So. And
we're slowly giving the boys more freedom. I mean, we got a 14-year-old and almost a 12-year-old, so. Yeah. I mean, it's inside the Disney bubble. I mean, it's pretty safe.
So, and it was just from one resort to the next.
Yeah, it's from the Skyliner, so it's an internal, very safe.
And they probably didn't even have to ride with anybody.
No, it was probably slower.
Oh, and the way it was is Thursday.
We rode with somebody.
Yeah, we rode with somebody. Thursday, the Skyliner was off the line, and then that afternoon, it was on the line. Mm-hmm. So, I mean. They got it back going. They was working on it, having it running Thursday night. I guess just testing it.
Yeah, I mean,
because
that got back online. Monorail did. Well, the monorail, I think they didn't do the Epcot loop at that point.
They didn't do it. Okay.
It was just the internal around the resorts.
Tickets and transportation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that's what we did. What did we say? Friday, correct?
Yeah, Friday.
So Saturday. Things were getting back to normal. We're still at Art.
And you had already made reservations for Epcot.
Yeah, because I couldn't get in there Friday, so I went ahead and did. No, I had Epcot earlier because it's the 40th.
It was the 40th anniversary for Epcot, October 1st, 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
So we went there that morning. We rode Guardians. You got a virtual queue for Guardians, and we rode that.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of vloggers there. So
there was, yeah.
The boys got to meet one. We was briefly on his vlog.
Yeah, it's Corey Meets World.
Yeah.
Meets World.
And we was leaving Guardians, and I think he was going to Guardians, and someone was like, "Oh, there he is."
Yeah, him and Steve.
Yeah, and so later we reversed back. I was like, "There we are," and it was just us walking.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, they met him at Cool Club, and they talked to him about the different drinks you can have at Cool Club and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
We didn't stay for fireworks, did we?
I don't think so. Probably not.
Yeah. But I think we stayed most of the day.
Yeah, we just kind of.
No, yeah. It might not have been dark because I remember it still being light, us walking out the exit to go back, I think.
Yeah.
So.
It was, because as we was leaving, we saw Resort TV. They was eating.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, there they
are. Yeah, Connections Cafe. Yeah.
So.
Anyway, that was pretty cool. We got posters for the 40th. I mean, they had a bunch of 40th merchandise. I don't remember anything else being different.
The God map.
Yeah,
that day was
but watching the vlogs, they said they really didn't do that much for it, like they thought they were.
Yeah.
So.
Of course, I mean, they just.
Yeah, they survived the hurricane.
Yeah. So, and I mean, if you look at the rest of Kissimmee and Orlando were still dealing with a lot of people not having power and flooding and stuff. Well, if you was in Disney, you would have no idea anything else was going on.
Yeah.
So.
Which so that was Saturday the 1st. Our reservation ends on the 3rd. That was just how our Fort Wilderness reservation is going to end. So Sunday, we sandwiched two parks. Apparently, we're talking about trying to piece it together, but I think we went to Magic in the morning, or afternoon or something, and then we went to Animal that afternoon.
I think just mainly because we wanted to ride Everest.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So.
And this is going to be our. We were going to go back to West Tennessee for a few weeks, so this is our last hurrah for the parks.
Because the next day we was leaving.
Yeah.
We had to check out.
Yeah. So we, besides going to the parks, Gave the kids a chance to swim again.
Yeah.
What you got?
Prim.
Oh yeah, and our
female dog decided to go into heat while we was at art animation.
Yeah, so that made things interesting.
Yes, I had to end up buying pull-ups.
I guess you did that. Did you do the gift shop?
I did it at the gift shop.
Yeah.
I bought pull-ups at the gift shop for a dog.
Was it Art's gift shop?
It was Art's gift shop. But the good thing is they had like annual pass holders like 30% off. So I mean,
discounted pull-ups.
It wasn't terribly priced as you would think something like that would be at a gift shop.
Yeah.
So.
But
yeah, we had to deal with that.
But yeah, so that Sunday we kind of were packing, getting things ready to go back. We let the kids swim that evening. It didn't last long because it was cold.
It was cold. Even though their pools are heated, but I think with all the new fresh rainwater and everything that it
and
just
also
takes a bit to.
So first time ever going through a hurricane, and other people probably experienced this before, but like in Florida, Florida's always humid.
Yes.
But that hurricane sapped all the humidity out of the air, so it was crisp. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't what we're used to.
It was like a fall day, like in Tennessee.
And for us, we've dealt with heat out west, humidity in the south. Mm-hmm. This is our first
after
blast
hurricane,
of cool air.
So like we was like the kids were shivering. We was watching the kids swim because I'm not going to get in the water if it's cool. And I was like, I had like my jacket on, long pants on, all
the towel.
Yeah, I think I had the towel like cover me up because I mean it was chilly, and not Bluey's mom.
Yeah.
but it didn't last long. The kids didn't want to stay in there because it was cool. So
it's pretty comical because we're just sitting in the lounge chairs. We weren't going to swim, and Disney always has movie night. And anytime they have movie night, so what they do is they have this blow up projection screen, and then a projector they put up. The cast members have so much trouble like trying to get it to be like level and to play. It's just comical to watch.
That's what we was watching them do.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't get the movie to play.
No.
Like they started it and then
stopped
like it had to stop to start all over. It was yeah.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so that was Sunday. Monday the 3rd, we packed up. We went to Ticket Transportation Center.
Yes, and this is when because we were going to drop our camper off at Camping World, so I had to get all of the dirty clothes out.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
We had to empty it out of all the stuff we needed for the next 2 weeks, and then pack it into the truck.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
So yeah, we're busy. Then we went fairly early and did that.
Mm-hmm.
Got the truck ready, got it attached, emptied out the fresh water. I guess we did then. I would think so. I wouldn't think we did it earlier because wind was still blowing. And then headed to Ocala to drop the camper off.
Camping World.
And then we headed north.
Headed north. Was going to stop at Atlanta.
Yeah, we stopped at my sister's house
to spend the night.
Yeah, and then we're heading to West Tennessee to spend a couple weeks there.
Yeah.
But yeah, survived a hurricane. First
hurricane.
First
hurricane, yeah.
And it was a major hurricane.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It was a big one.
Yeah. But it's I don't know. Call us stupid, dumb for putting ourselves in situations like that. But I think stuff like that is one of those checks in your life that you'll always remember.
I've been in a hurricane.
Yeah. And
I mean, if we was on the coast and we was projected to get hit by it, we probably would have moved. But we was inland. And
that's why Disney's inland. I mean,
yeah. We was
by
inland.
design.
And so we knew that, by the time it got to Orlando or Disney, it would have dropped some. And it dropped quite a bit, I think. Yeah,
I think it was a 1 when it hit us. It was a 3 coming in. It was a 4 right when it hit land. And then it dropped pretty quickly. It dumped a ton of rain, but that's pretty much it.
Because Fort Wilderness didn't open back up until the 6th.
Yeah, so...
and they will say they couldn't even get to the campsites because of the debris and the flooding. Which
I figured flooding was probably the worst part of it.
Of course, it's kind of swampy anyways.
Yeah.
So if it rains a little bit, it's really easily flooded, it seems.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, so I think we'll stop here, and then we can discuss further on to our rest of our trip.
Oh, yes. All right. Well, thank you for listening to 4 Kids, 2 Dogs, and 1 RV. Bye-bye.
Bye.